Hello everyone and welcome to SharpGrad, where we help you make wiser and smarter study abroad decisions. So today I want to talk about the outlook for Canada for 2025. If you are an international student planning to study in Canada in 2025, or you are still confused whether you should even consider Canada today or not, then this video is going to answer all the questions for you. A few years ago, if I would shout out on the street who wants to go to Canada, 9 out of 10 people would raise their hand. And if I talk about it today, if I go on the street and I shout, who wants to go to Canada? 1 out of 10 people would raise their hand, and perhaps that would be to throw a stone at me. So in this video, I want to talk about whether the reality is as grim as it is being projected, who should actually consider Canada, and why Canada is still the best destination to study for some of you, not for all, but for some of you. So let's begin this video. Okay, so we are going to divide this video into 4 aspects. The first aspect is immigration. One of the reasons why people opt for Canada to study in is because Canada has the best immigration policies for international students. Now, let me correct myself here. It has the best immigration policy for the right students. The time has gone when you could study in Canada for a postgraduate diploma, a certificate, 1-year certificate, and plan for your PR. That time is long gone. But even today, if you are pursuing a good program, you still have a decent chance of the PR. The second aspect that I want to talk about would be the job opportunities. What kind of people are able to get part-time, full-time, and all the different kinds of jobs in Canada? And if you think that your profile is well suited to get a job in Canada, then yes, it becomes a very good destination to consider. The third thing that I want to talk about would be the cost of living. Yes, the cost of living in Canada has gone up. It has perhaps gone up everywhere, including India, but Canada has seen a very different level of cost of living going up. So I want to talk about how can you, as an international student, prospective international student, navigate this high cost of living. And last but not the least, I want to give a verdict on who should consider Canada even today, even in 2025, even in 2026, considering all the policy changes that are coming, considering the PGWP reforms that are coming, considering all the different things that are happening. Who is the ideal candidate who should think of Canada for their higher education? So let's begin with the first aspect, which is immigration. So the Canadian immigration was selling like hotcake a couple of years ago. Since 2019, the interest of people planning to immigrate to Canada as permanent residents or moving to Canada as an international student with the hope of becoming a permanent resident has gone up crazy. Lakhs and lakhs of people have gone every single year, without realizing that the government of Canada never had a PR quota that would allow those many students to get the PR. The immigration consultants in India, the education consultants, the supposedly agents in India have missold Canada as that everyone who goes to Canada gets the PR. And this is where the problem started. Majority of the students have opted to study at college level, graduate certificate, postgraduate diploma, college diploma, etc. And just because the number of people who are pursuing this has increased so much, now it has become extremely competitive to get enough points in the express entry pool for your PR. However, even today, there are some amazing PR streams like the New Brunswick Student Connection stream, like the Master's Graduate stream of Ontario, like the British Columbia's International Graduate and International Postgraduate streams. These are some of the streams that are working even today and fundamentally will keep on working. And the reason behind that is that these streams try to filter out the most high quality candidates in the pool to offer permanent residence to through the provincial nominee programs. So if you are someone who is considering studying in Canada, as of today, you need to have a clear plan that the province where you are studying, the program that you are studying, the level of education that you will be getting in Canada, what is going to be your pathway for permanent residence, which PR stream or which PNP stream are you going to target, what your strategy is going to be, when will you be taking the IELTS test, whether you will be eligible for that stream or not. And while doing this, you should also consider a worst case scenario in your mind, that what if this PNP stream changes over the next couple of years. For this, you should look at the historical data of that stream and try to arrive at a decision. This is something that I do with the students that I am working on for applications in Canada. And if you want to discuss your prospects for immigration after you're done with your higher education in Canada, then definitely you should book a consultation using the link given below. Now, I will move on to the second aspect, which is job opportunities. Yes, the Canadian economy is going through a very bad time. It started somewhere in 2022, November to December. Till 2022 November, December, the things were quite good. I can tell you they were really good. I was in Canada at that time itself, and the things were really amazing. If you would apply to 20, 30 jobs, you would get a couple of interviews, you will find a job, right? As of today, I know people who have applied to thousands of jobs and they haven't gotten a single interview call. The job market in 2022 and 2023 got saturated at a different level. There are multiple reasons behind that. The very first reason is that the number of people in the job market increased. Of course, it increased from a few thousands to a few lakhs. And Canada as an economy is a very small country. Their population is like 4.5 crores. So the number of people that entered the job market suddenly was exceptionally high, which saturated the job market. Second thing that happened was, in order to control the inflation, the Canadian government kept on increasing the interest rates again and again and again, which led to what? Which led to decreased consumer spending in the economy. And whenever there is decreased consumer spending in the economy, the businesses don't hire. As simple as that. Even if they have 2 people, they would cut down to 1 person. They would not think of growing because, of course, people do not have enough money to spend. So this was the second challenge that was brewing up at that point of time. Now, since then, the job market has not been in a good shape. But for the people who have skills, for the people who have few years of work experience, and for the people who are in sectors like healthcare, who are in sectors like psychotherapy, who are in sectors like IT. When I say IT, not the entry-level freshers, software developers, what I mean by that is people who have 3, 4, 5, 6 years of experience. I don't see them facing a lot of challenges in getting jobs. It is the freshers, the ones who migrated to Canada straight after their bachelor's for a postgraduate certificate program at a random college. They haven't been able to find jobs even today. They haven't been able to find skilled jobs even today. So if you're someone who has 3, 4 years of work experience and you want to move to a destination that would offer you permanent immigration, even today, Canada is really the best destination. You will be able to find a very good job and you will be able to sort out your immigration as well, provided you are planning for it in a strategic way, through which I discussed in the last part of this video. Now, I would like to move on to the third aspect, which is the cost of living. The cost of living has gone up in Canada, but I want to mention one thing here. It has gone up specifically in the Greater Toronto area, Toronto and the Greater Toronto area, and the Vancouver Surrey area. Other than this, if I look at Canada, which is a huge country, yes, the cost of living has gone up everywhere, but it is still manageable. I have students who are studying in New Brunswick. I have students who are studying in Windsor, who are studying in Ottawa, who are studying in Saskatchewan, who are studying in British Columbia, Vancouver as well. And when I look at the amount of money that they are spending on their living, there's a huge difference between what a student who is studying in Toronto is spending and what a student who is studying in Windsor is spending. There's a great public university in Windsor, which is the University of Windsor. I have a student who has recently gone there and she's paying like $550 per month for a private room. This is a very reasonable amount of rent to pay compared to the $1,100 that another student is paying who is studying at the Northeastern University in Toronto. So for that reason, if cost of living is something that bothers you, what I suggest is that you should prefer studying at a destination where there is not a lot of rush of new immigrants, where the housing market and the other things are not witnessing excessive demand, because the cost of anything goes up when there is more demand for that. So opting for tier 2 cities in Canada at this point of time is a very good financial choice. And it is not the case that tier 2 universities don't have great universities. If I talk about some brilliant universities, Queen's University in Kingston, University of Waterloo in Waterloo, University of Windsor in Windsor, Carleton and University of Ottawa in Ottawa. These are some of the universities that are the best universities in Canada, and these are in tier 2 cities where the cost of living is quite manageable. Other than that, now the GIC amount has doubled, which is actually a good thing. While people think that, oh, now I have to pay $20,635 of GIC. Well, I believe it is much required, because when an international student lands in Canada, it is very good for them to have a financial cushion till the time they are not able to find a part-time job. And even if I talk about part-time jobs, I really feel that the situation is much better now. Pretty much all the students who have landed in Canada in the last couple of months have been able to find a job of the sorts. And the students who landed in January 2024 or September 2023, the months that were struggling for 7, 8, 9 months to find a part-time job, at least my students that I am in touch with, pretty much all of them, most of them have been able to find a good, decent part-time job so that they can manage their cost of living there. Now, this brings me to the final verdict. The final verdict being, who is the ideal candidate for studying in Canada in 2025. I remember a quote from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said that you should buy when everyone is selling and you should sell when everyone is buying. Canada is actually like that. Today, when the interest in Canada has dipped, you should remember Canada is still a very strong economy. You should remember Canada is still a developed country. You should remember Canada still has the best immigration policies compared to any other country in the world. This is the time when you should actually consider studying in Canada. But who? That is the question. Who should actually be considering? Number one, always opt for a master's degree. Do not go for a college diploma, or if you're going for a college diploma or a graduate certificate, let it be in a highly skilled profession, something like nursing, something like healthcare, something like STEM, proper skilled program. Yes, you will be able to land in Canada, get a job, get your PR, everything. Second aspect would be have some work experience before you go. It will make your life easier in finding jobs. Specifically, if you're going for programs in IT, in management, etc., you should definitely be having some work experience before you consider moving to Canada. And the third aspect would be someone who is a bit smart. When I say smart, you should stay updated. You should keep yourself updated with every policy. How is it changing? How is it not changing? And if you think that you cannot do all of this, then at least work with a smart consultant who can keep you aware of whatever policy changes are coming and whatever policy changes have happened and how do they impact you and how do they not impact you, so that accordingly you can pivot at the right time. Maybe you can move your province, you can move your industry, you can move your job sector and plan for your permanent residence, settlement and a great career success in Canada. See guys, Canada needs you till the time you are able to contribute into the economy. Now, do you have that profile and do you have the skills that will make you good enough to contribute into the Canadian economy? If the answer is yes, Canada will always need you. It is still a very good destination to consider studying abroad in. Never ever fall trap into extremes. One extreme being Canada is the best, let's go to Canada. The second extreme being Canada is the worst, no one should go to Canada. The answer lies in between. Canada might be the best country for some individuals, it might be the worst country for some individuals. So thank you very much. Follow SharpGrad for more advice like this. I hope you liked this video. Bye bye.